Hold on to your butts. We may have a new archetype in Marvel Snap. Let's jump in. Sir. How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Snap Academy. I'm Muse, and today we are bringing back one of my old favorites, and that is Bugs and Bots. The first version of the deck was okay. The idea was kind of make a bunch of swarms, a bunch of sentinels, throw them at everybody with the bullseye. It was okay. Not terrible. Check that video out here. But this time, we have Khonshu. And I think Khonshu may have finally unlocked what I wanted this deck to be without even realizing it. The goal, still the same. We have Sentinels, we have Swarms, Victoria Hand, Moonstone stuff. But everything after that is a little bit different, as we kind of swapped out for a discard package with a Khonshu finisher. The reason we thought about this is because Quinjet works with Khonshu. You could play Khonshu for potentially 4 energy in this deck with a Moonstone on top of Quinjet. Yes. Double that up with the Victoria Hand as well with the Moonstone, and we have a nice solid little package. Starting from the bottom to the top, we've got Nico. I just like Nico. We played a few different versions on stream, and I think Nico is what fits the bill here. You can create a copy of a card, so making that second Victoria Hand. Turn 1 Nico, turn 2 Victoria Hand. Solid. You can also destroy that first Sentinel that you drop in order to draw more cards. Great, because the first Sentinel does not get the buff from the Victoria Hand. You don't need it, get it out of our life. And then everything else, if we want to move on to a Sanctum somewhere else, that works as well. But those are the 2 main functions that we're using. Quinjet is making everything cheaper, so our Sentinels are going to be 1 cost, and our Khonshu can get down to a 4 cost, but usually 5. We have our discard package with Blade, our choice of discard there. Corvus, which I finally found a home for. I don't feel bad for playing in this deck. Every other deck I've ever played Corvus in sucked. It just wasn't good. It wasn't. It wasn't a good card. I think finally we have a spot for him because we don't want to discard too many things, and we have enough cards in here that we don't mind discarding. We don't mind discarding a Sentinel. We don't mind discarding a Swarm. For sure don't mind discarding a Swarm. Even the Lady Sif, I found, I don't mind having these cards at 12 power because we're getting the Khonshu 12 pretty reliably. The Lady Sif is going to target our Khonshu directly, as it is the only 6-drop in this deck. Proxima Midnight, when you're catching strays, just free power on the board. M.O.D.O.K, turn 5 M.O.D.O.K, turn 6 Khonshu is always a great play, especially if you have swarms in your hand, because then you can drop all of the swarms where you want them. They're going to get buffed up by that Victoria Hand Moonstone. They're free, and you can choose basically where that card that Khonshu is going to drops. That was good English. The other cool thing about this is if you discard a few swarms and you do hit one of those swarms with the Khonshu, then you also get the Victoria Hand buff. So you get the Khonshu buff plus the Victoria Hand buff, having a huge swarm in another lane or even a huge Sentinel. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. While we were on stream, we went 14-0. Let that settle. 14-0. This deck plays a lot like Hela in the fact that you're not really interacting with your opponent at all. You're just making 3 really big lanes. That's your goal. You're not doing a lot of anything else, but it's fun in the fact that you actually get to choose where the things go. I like it. It's fun. Makes me happy. So, with all that out of the way, make sure you grab the link in the description so you can grab the deck list and follow along as we jump into the pilots. Okay, finally see the Corvus Glaive and a Swarm and a Khonshu. This is a fantastic start into a Sentinel. I'm actually very okay with this. Being able to Sentinel in, get 1 discarded. That is super cool, and we have a Lady Sif. Yeah, I'm going to snap on that. We do have a lot of what we need. Yeah, even if we don't get the Khonshu off twice, we'll still be fine. Hitting the Swarm would be awesome. Even hitting the Sentinel wouldn't be terrible. Looks like they're also doing Hela stuff. I haven't seen Hela in a hot minute. Get the Corvus down. I really don't mind hitting any of these cards. Even the Red Skull I don't mind hitting. because I do actually kind of mind hitting the Red Skull. That might suck. But we have a high chance of hitting anything but the Lady Sif, so not terrible. Get the energy, and oh, we hit the Khonshu. Nice, love that. And then Lady Sif kind of sucks, but maybe we get lucky with a blade. Or we can do this. So this lets us get into our Swarm Khonshu. And that's why I like the Corvus, so that we can make a decision and then go in. We didn't get the Vicky Hand yet, so we do have a 6-power Khonshu now. And that Silver Samurai gave us more swarms. Fantastic. So hopefully we get that Victoria Hand. Blade's okay. What I kind of want to do here... No, I don't want to do that. I might just Blade. Just... maybe not. They're hella. So let's make a decision here. Yeah, that way we've got 12 and 12. And see what we get. Lady Sif. I mean, 12 powers, 12 power. And finally we get the Proxima, so we will just Proxima and Swarm, and they retreated. They clearly did not get their Hela, and Hela's not that dependable, especially if you don't get everything else that you need. We did exactly what we needed. We had a game plan. We went with it. We knew what we were doing. Dub is a dub. Okay, you know, I don't think there's necessarily a terrible start with this deck because it's so low to the ground. We do have our Sentinel Victoria Hand stuff that we can do. And if we do get to do a M.O.D.O.K later, then we can get that Proxima Midnight onto Death's Domain pretty easily. I don't... Oh, I need to get rid of that. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. So 3 if we get the Khonshu with Lady Sif. If not, what I think I want to do here, this kind of sucks. Especially swapping hands. So I think I want to get the Vicky hands going now. Sentinel. This, everything hits the M.O.D.O.K, which I don't want. So we'll go here. And because I want a M.O.D.O.K turn 5 so they can't get anything. Luna, okay. I probably should have played on top of Nebula. But this is actually really helpful. With that 5. So I think I'll go here into there. That is quite useful. And then the Sentinel can't get hit. I hopefully don't hit the M.O.D.O.K. Hard hopefully here. Proxima's great. That goes into the Death's Domain. Blade. And you know what? I'm going to snap on that. And then turn 5, I am going to give them absolutely nothing. Give them that. They can discard a card or discard a lot of cards. So I am okay with that. I'm going to snap here. I thought I did. Maybe I did already. So I can definitely use whatever they got more than they could. I could have used that Iron Man. But Echo, we're done with that anyway. We are good to go. So we are going to go for here now. High Evo's fine. So what I've probably just Cosmo into there, and then we're good to go, because they can't go left at all. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about the Cosmo there. Heard. Yeah, so that Proxima Midnight got us into the Death's Domain just like we needed. Victoria Hand Moonstone, they did buff a little bit, but that Mindscape helped out. Not terrible, but we do have a good amount of power here. The Proxima Midnight's probably the... Proxima and Khonshu both do this, where they can get into locations that you can't necessarily get into. Proxima's more targeted because it jumps to the lowest power, so you can control where the lowest power is. Awesome. All right, so with this one, okay, we can at least get the Victoria Hand down before the Corvus. I wish that I could buff these. I don't want to Blade right now. So we'll go Vicky Hand into Corvus Glaive, maybe see Khonshu, and then hit him. That'd be great. Maybe a Swarm, also great. It's like they're doing destroy stuff, so they're going to get rid of all these squirrels. So we are ready to hit a Khonshu, whenever that might be. There we go. Hulkbuster on the squirrel. Unfortunate. So then, yep, definitely want to get the Corvus now. Hopefully it hits the Proxima and the Blade. That'd probably be the best bet. Proxima Blade or Proxima Sif would be the nicest. Hopefully it gets out. Does not hit that Sentinel. But that's kind of the fun with this deck. It's a little RNG. Proxima. Alright, I'll take that. I will 100% take that every time. Perfect. I'll take that even. We snap there. We also have Blade into Sentinel. Yeah, Blade goes first, hits the Khonshu. Sentinel hits, and then we get another Sentinel. So we know exactly where the Khonshu is going to go. The Professor X locked it down for us. That was a great X Mansion. Actually, Professor X on the X Mansion. Let's go. That's always a fun one. They're still going for it. With the Venom, not bad. I think we just need to win one more location. Even with that +4, we're good to go. Moonstone, perfect. Moonstone into Sentinel. That is killer. And everything we needed. And we're even when we get to play the Khonshu on turn 6. We didn't get the Quinjet down. Otherwise, we would be able to play both. Because the Khonshu does get that energy reduction from the Quinjet. It's generated for some reason. Oh well, I'll take it. So what did we discard here? Lady Sif is discarded. Depending on what we get, I might just take a M.O.D.O.K here. Because, yeah, this is a lot of power. And that, yeah, I mean, we have to. So, that is a lot of power everywhere. We didn't need to play the Khonshu, but we should be in a good position to win, especially with 7 power Sentinels on the board. Got Khonshu the 12. I'm honestly surprised that they stayed in this after I snapped. The Arnhem doesn't do what you think it does. That's why. Also, I think we had enough power anyway. Yeah, we did have enough power. Three locations, let's go. So overall, I mean, we had a great time. We had a great run. Looking at it, let me go to my stats here. After all of that, we did even out a little bit, had some losses. We ended at 18-6 at a 75% win rate, plus 23 cubes. There's a couple 8-cubers in there I probably should have backed out on, but I was very excited to play this deck. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, it plays like hella a little in the fact that it goes very tall in a lot of lanes very quickly. I don't think you can really sub out any cards in this deck. The Proxima Midnight, you can swap out for a Wolverine. Does the same thing, just another body to hit. If you don't have Nico, you can use Scorn. That is what I did use on stream most of the day. But everything else is pretty, you need it there. A few Series 5 cards, unfortunately. It's kind of an expensive deck, but it's very fun. I don't know if this will last in the meta, if this is just a honeymoon phase of me playing it. But I think bugs and bots might be here to stay. So, if you enjoy this content, make sure you snap those like and subscribe buttons and let me know if you enjoy the deck, if you're playing it, which one of our decks do you play, if you still play it. I really want to know. Talk to me in the comments. Helps the channel out, algorithm and all that. I'm trying this out, see if it actually helps. Make sure you check us out every Tuesday when we are playing the new card. We do have the new season next week with What If. Very excited for that. But until then, happy snapping.